late game. You can't afford to get too close to a team, but you can't do any damage if you don't W in. Ezreal caught as well. They need to land those skill shots. So, if you want any advice from this replay, Jonnx, you need to practice the skill shots. Last hitting could be better, but when this is not tournament level, I can live with it. You really need to hit those Qs. Not only the damage, but also keeping up the stacks on your passive. That's where a lot of your damage comes from. Your ultimate? Yeah. You have operation. Fiora knows she can't get out of the tower range, so she goes to the final time. Ezreal gets stuck. Oh no. He gets stuck binding here, there's nothing you can do. Good kiting. Very good kiting.
You have slain an enemy.
Dragon's up. Udyr is... Please work, thank you, full health. You should be able to take it. Trundle doesn't have vision, they've not put down a ward there for a long time. Ezreal goes up. Ezreal with blue buff's a very dangerous proposition. He can constantly spam the Qs, he has a shorter cooldown for his arcane shift, so he can damage more easily. This is going for a skill order 5, 1, 4, 2. Yeah. Many Ezreals don't skill their W at all until they get to level 13, which I think is a faux pas. I think it provides a lot more utility than people think. It's an invisible buff. It was like Jonnx's attack damage steroid maintained even when the shield was burst. It's similar with Ezreal. You can't see the effect, but it's surprisingly powerful. Another blue for LeBlanc. Of course the enemy doesn't have one. Regardless, spell costs are not outrageously high, but the cooldown is always very useful in your APs. Oh, nearly got caught out there. Yomu's Ghost Blade is a good item in that it synergizes with the attack speed steroid on Fiora. But it's also a very mid-game item and you've plugged a lot of gold into it. Udyr gets caught, but he's just too tanky. A very surprising amount of magic resist, 91 for someone who's only built Mercury Treads. It doesn't have very much effective health to benefit from the 160 armor. A good item next for him would be something like Frozen Mallet. The pink woods. It's about this stage in the game that I think it'd be very useful if a character isn't going to dive much anymore, like Udyr did buy in Oracles. It provides a lot of utility and you miss a lot of the woods that you wouldn't see otherwise just walking around. And placing pink woods where you think would be useful. This is the other problem with teleport. You teleport in when you think it'll be useful, and then the fight's all over a day over before you arrive and you're out of position. Ezreal keeps pushing up. He would be better just to freeze the lane and keep farming. The best way to maintain your advantage on an early game character is simply to keep farming and have the item advantage over your opponents. It's effectively the way that Shaco works. He gets off the early ganks, he has the items he needs to then just stay ahead of the curve despite his weaker scaling. It's been the whole problem with his teams, they consistently miss skill shots. But for some reason LeBlanc is at least skill shot dependent of Fiora I suppose, but she doesn't really can. I'm not just going to get caught, try not to afford to tank this for a while. They made the grave error of simply going in one by one. It's a good escape by Trundle there. No, he's running the wrong way. Fiora doesn't know which way to go to cut him off, but yeah, there we go. Should be able to dash in and finish him off. As that, the rest of the team's coming in to support, she should back off here, it's very dangerous. Yeah, Jonnx notices. Oof. Very lucky the dark binding doesn't give vision, or would you got crushed there. Top lane for your continues to farm. Which is probably the best strategy situation where you're down so far. 1-7. If you ignore her net effect, it wouldn't be nearly so bad an advantage. Especially because she fed the hyper carry on the enemy team there, Fiora. Ezreal finished his Trinity Force. Probably building a Bloodthirster next. Infinity Edge might be more useful because you benefit from the crit the Triforce gives you, and you get more damage. But there's a lot to be said for lifesteal in fights, especially against consistent damage characters. There's no great burst on the enemy team. Well, Morgana's found me. There haven't been any 5 versus 5 team fights yet. There's what happened at the tower here, but essentially blue team just went in one by one and sacrificed themselves. The radius on Lux's Lucid Singularity is actually a little bigger than what is shown in the game. If she'd popped there, she would have managed to blow Morgana's Banshee's Veil, which would be a great follow-up for the next 45 seconds if someone like LeBlanc came into position. They've also very heavily warded the enemy's jungle, which is good for vision. And Ezreal knows he can afford to take his tower down. They've just seen 3 or 4 people there. LeBlanc getting caught out. She blew her ulti as well. So she doesn't have the damage she needs and what's the only thing she brings to her team for the next 45 seconds. So Ezreal should, yeah, he's going to make it out. It's not been an overly exciting game, really. A lot of farming, no Baron attempts. Oh, there we go. LeBlanc misses her heal chains. Turn around, there we go.
An enemy has been slain.
Blue team is essentially made up of a lot of assassin-type characters. Ezreal has great 1 versus 1 ability, especially with the Triforce. Udyr can solo people down. Same for LeBlanc and Fiora. Purple team would be much better off just grouping up and pushing objectives, especially mid lane. Ashe has such great wave clearing abilities with volley, they can afford to really get the damage down on the tower. It's another instance of a team finding it difficult to finish up games. Blue team here is in such a dominating, commanding position. They could really push for whatever they want, force a fight, win it. But they stick around just farming. Yep, 30 minutes. Dragon's not as important as it used to be. Wisely Purple team aren't contesting it. Blue team could really afford to be more aggressive here. They have only taken down 3 turrets. Yeah, they're grouping up now. LeBlanc going her ultimate to escape. I mean, actually, the dot bunny wasn't going to hit her. Fiora gets onto the tower, she can do damage. Hagar's next minion wave as well. They shouldn't be so afraid. I don't think they realise quite how far ahead they are. Good miss, yeah. 3 versus 5. Blue team is so much stronger. Trundle's not going to get the kill, there's too much CC. Is that none of them really want to tank the turret? Ezreal could afford to, but Ezreal, Udyr. Fiora almost gets caught, but she didn't need to flash there. Her team is very close to her. Blue team should really get back here. This has 2,400 gold, which I can't click on the shop, can I? Oh, I can. He nearly has enough to finish off Bloodthirster if he comes up with 100 more. His creep base very close by. I suspect his whole team will have a lot of gold. If he can finish round his own, which will probably slow them, be great for finishing off the team chasing up. Go back, Jonnx, go back. There's 1 versus 3 at this tower. If he gets called out by Dark Binding, it's game over. He also has no mana. There you go, Luck's picking up an Oracle 30 minutes in.